There we go. Usually takes its sweet time to actually detect that I'm playing something. Oh, it has been... I don't even know. It's probably been close to like 14, 15 years since I played this. Like, a lot of GameCube titles I haven't played in a long time. Oh, hey Sarah! Good to see ya. Starting out on Wind Waker today. I was originally either going to play this or Devil May Cry 3, but I wanted to play something that was a little relaxing, and I feel like the high-octane action of Devil May Cry 3 would be a bit too much for me to manage today, especially because I have a work shift after this, but... Oh, hey, Anti-Rabbit, good to see ya! But yeah, I decided to do this. I haven't really played with it too much, just made it widescreen. Oh yeah, definitely need something relaxing. Yeah, hopefully after this week is over, this coming week, I'm gonna have more time to stream. Because 2 jobs is just too much. Sure, money's great, but what good is the money when you're stressed all the time? We're 2 different spirits. You like relaxing, I like slaying monsters. Yeah, I like slaying monsters sometimes. But today's just one of those days where I need to sit back and relax. I have the night shift today, so it's... ugh. I've never actually seen this game run in widescreen before, so it's actually really great to see it. This just gives me an opportunity to do a little happy dance while I listen to this music. Yeah, I actually played this one quite a bit more than Ocarina of Time, because when I moved from houses when I was younger, we did not... Well, I don't think we took our N64 with us, or we just left it with my aunt, but I just had a GameCube at that point, so I only had the opportunity to play Wind Waker and then later on Twilight Princess, so I grew to love this game, mostly because I had a lot of exposure to it growing up. But that being said, I haven't played it in probably like 13, 14 years. With that being said, how's everyone doing today? Nice comfy Saturday. Had some tornadic weather yesterday, which was exciting. Alright, so there's your backstory. Now we get to the actual game. Oh, I have not seen this intro in so long. Because I got stuck on multiple points of this game, so I would just restart the game and play the introductory areas over and over again. Because this was the very first game I ever looked up a walkthrough for. Because otherwise I just played the game until I found a way to get past something. Checking the calories and stuff I ate before I go to the gym. No, you're fine, Sarah. Let me think, this game came out, what, 2003, I think? Wow, 2003 was a really good game for, or a really good year for gaming, now that I think about it, but... yeah, this one, there are points later on in the game where I just got completely stuck, because they don't really make it too obvious on what you're supposed to do on some parts. There's a whole side quest later on where you have to go into a ghost ship, and I had no idea what to do, so... they didn't really spell it out too well, or maybe my reading comprehension was just really terrible back then, as I've established in other streams, but I had to look up a walkthrough for it, and that was the first time that I ever found a walkthrough of any video game was for Wind Waker. I won't be talking a lot, but I'm going to be viewing silently today, relax in bed while I listen. Okay, Sarah. Yeah, like I want it to kind of be like a lazy day, relaxing day. It's wearing some comfy clothes before I go to my other job. But because it's going to be a short stream today, I'm going to make up for it by streaming again on Monday, which will be a bit earlier than usual. And hopefully when I do that, that's going to start off to me streaming more and more often. So next week, I think, will be the start of a new era, so to speak. I'll finally be able to stream as much as I want. I gotta kind of re-accumulate myself to the controls here. Okay, so that's inverted. It's just so weird seeing this game in widescreen because playing it so many times in 4x3, it's just weird. I'm gonna have to get used to the camera though, because I've been playing so much Skies of Arcadia that I just don't know which way the camera's going. I mean, I could just do that, but... Oh, man, I just... there's just a smile on my face playing this, just because... Like, I just remember, like, little things that I did exploring Outset Island, and... I'm just gonna completely ignore the fact that that guy spoke to me. Okay, so it looks like I already have all... Well, no, the colors just throwing me off, because I thought I had a full rupee bag, but... Okay. Can you tell I haven't played this game in, like, 13, 14 years? Alright, let's see. You've got the hero's clothes. They may look a little warm for this weather, though. I mean, no kidding. You're on, like, a tropical island and you're fully dressed in a tunic. When I was younger, I used to wear, like, all black and jeans during the summertime, so I understand overheating. It's not fun. remember, I think it was for my freshman orientation, I wore, like... I think I even wore, like, darker jeans and a fully black concert t-shirt, and... It was, like, 98 degrees outside. I had an aversion to shorts, I guess. Okay. Yep. All things considered, that's a pretty weird tradition of them to just dress up as Link every so often when they get to of age. Because since this is the world of Hyrule, I wonder if this is like a tradition across multiple islands, because, I mean, sure, different isolated islands are going to have different cultures, but at the same time, it's a little strange. Okay, so, yeah, I have to go back to the tower. You said you're leaving your morning job, right? The one at the news station? Yeah, definitely. Like, I don't want to get into the horror stories on stream unless people are particularly interested in it, but let's just say that I have seen stuff that could get people into some very bad legal hot water. It's just, lots of bad people managing the place, basically. Lots of ego, corruption, and to put it a certain way, like to kind of give you an idea of what we're working with here. We're trying to run a professional news broadcast, but there is like we have this thing called the IFB system, which essentially lets us call in from different locations to talk to the anchors via a live mic and say like, hey, you need to do this, like break time is X amount of minutes away, but the system that we use for that, we're using like US cellular flip phones from like 2006. By the way, where are you playing this game? Well, well, I can tell you it's not original hardware. I don't, like, I mean, yes, but I don't like to, like, broadcast that because Twitch doesn't really like it when you, doesn't really like the whole emulation thing, but... That being said, though, I do own a physical copy of this game, so... I've had it since 2003. Let's see... Yeah, sure, Sarah. I'd be happy to help. I actually helped Prismatic Blaze last night with Star Fox Adventures. Though, he actually was... I am zoomed in. Oh, I had one more. Yeah. I was helping him while I was playing Resident Evil 4 Remake, so I was getting completely destroyed by those chainsaw ladies while he was asking for tech support. It was kind of humorous when you think about it. Yeah, anything I can do to help. Okay, so I can kind of see where the widescreen is kind of artifacting a little bit. And also set a reminder on my phone to stop at a certain time. There we go. I'm still trying to get used to the control stick, because it's like when you play a game for so long, especially if, like, for example, I've been streaming Skies of Arcadia, like, after streaming it for so long, and then I move to this, and then it's inverted, it's just like, it's so different. So I wonder, can I actually change that in the in-game options? No. I'd have to, like, manually go in and change it via my controller. So I think I might set, like, a preset for Wind Waker next time around, but since I'm only going to be streaming for, like, 2 hours, it's not a big deal. Oh, hey, we got Cranberry and Monster Club and Orchid. April Fools, you've been, fooled or something. I don't know. Well, yeah, like I said earlier in the stream, like, I don't really partake in April Fools too much. I'm just not really that creative with jokes. But at the same time, you know, it's kind of a more relaxing day for me. April Fools, you aren't not under criminal investigation? Okay. I have some news and I promise it's not a joke. Okay, hit me with the news. As long as it's not from my morning job. Well, I also have some news as well. I think I may have a problem with trying to make new outfits, so I'm gonna be making some new outfits, or having some new outfits made soon, so... Yeah, I could also technically run this game at 60 frames per second, but the problem is that a lot of this is tied to frame rate, so, like, bombs will explode really quickly. I think we had this game on Nintendo DS, or a very similar one. Yeah, there was, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. It was a sequel. Well, Phantom Hourglass and then Spirit Tracks, they were both sequels to Wind Waker in the same art style. Well, money has still been an issue around here. I got my fishing license today. I live off a river and I found some good spots on hikes, so why not put some food on the table by catching it myself? Oh, yeah, that's not a surprise at all. Like, that's actually really cool to hear about. Like, I, on the other hand, I haven't... again, we're going back to 2003 with this. I have not been fishing since probably 2003 or even 2006. But to be fair, I didn't really have the best instruction. It was just like an after-school program of like people who were volunteering, essentially. It was the Phantom Hourglass. Never managed to progress past the start. Yeah, that one's really tricky. Because the movement for that game is you used the entirety of the movement was on the touch screen, so you touched everywhere you wanted to go. And I'm also not paying attention. Oh, okay. I have to parry. It's my mother's birthday. She hates April Fools. Like, I mean, sometimes there are really good April Fool's jokes, like when YouTube channels that I follow, like, this shows you how much I pay attention. But there are YouTube channels that I follow that do really good jokes, or Adult Swim, like, they live streamed their special broadcast yesterday that I have to go look and see if they did anything. But sometimes they're good, sometimes they're just out in poor taste. And I got an April Fool's joke for you. On Steam, there's a free game, and I'm serious, The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's an April Fool's gift from Sega. Yeah, I actually saw that, and I'm just like, what? Um, here, I'm actually going to turn the game up just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, like, I saw that yesterday because it was sent to me, and I'm just thinking, like, wow. Hey, Enos, what's good, brother? Hey, Kit, good to see ya. Happy April Fool's Day. I had no idea how to even attack the enemies in that game. I still don't. Yeah, and that's the problem with, unfortunately, a lot of Nintendo games, is that whenever there's a new console or handheld or what have you, like, certain first-party titles like Zelda or Star Fox will get plagued with innovation. So rather than just making a standard Zelda game, like Phantom Hourglass had the touch controls, which it was still a fun game, but a lot of the time, some of the games get limited or they suffer from this innovation. Like, Skyward Sword was really fun with the motion controls, but other games, like, were fun, but the control scheme was obnoxious. Like Phantom Hourglass, great game, very obnoxious control scheme. I'm good watching a Broadway bootleg of Funny Girl, so I can make a video on the complicated history of the revival. Yeah, I'm not really too familiar with much Broadway stuff, unfortunately. Save for the fact that Alexander Hamilton is one of my ancestors. I'm trying to so I because I've been so focused on other things, like, I'm trying to remember, like, I just have been completely skipping over the dialogue, and I think there's something else I have to do first. Oh yeah, I think maybe I just go straight to the... Yeah, I think I just go straight to the top of the island. Basically, Funny Girl is about a woman who isn't even conventionally attracted, breaking into Hollywood, defying the leading late show for 40s and 80s. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times that I tried swimming over to the pirate ship trying to get on board, not knowing that there's no ladder there that I can get on. But I just loved how, in this game, you could just use the telescope and look off into the distance, and you could see, like, NPCs or enemies. Like, the draw distance in this game was really cool, especially when I first played it. Well, kid, I'd like to see some informative commentary on that. Because, like, you know, you being a published author, you've definitely got a lot to say. I've never really been good at that kind of commentary. Like, that's something... Like, I just hated being angry all the time, so I just, like... doing more positive stuff, and, like, streaming, of course, has just been a lot easier and more healthy for me.
Yep.
So, can I actually take this bridge down? Oh, I can't yet, because I know there are bridges later on in the game where you can just do that and they'll just break.
Yep.
it's just like when I play these, like there's just these not suppressed childhood memories, but like just memories of certain things that I did and certain behaviors. It's interesting. Because like it's like when you see or like you drive by like a playground or something that you remember playing at. It's kind of like that because. All right, Kit. So. Yeah, like, I'm really interested in what you're saying, it's just that I'm so focused on the game right now that that's probably more appropriate for a DM. Also, do let me know how my audio is, because I've been playing with it a little bit throughout the stream, because I have to really change that through every game I play, so do let me know if my audio levels are too loud or too quiet. Like, even years later, like, I still have to find my balance when it comes to that stuff. Like, I just don't know what it is about that guy, but just the way that he came in like that with his arms up and just moving his hips like that. It's like just imagine any random person that you see at, like, the grocery store doing that. I mean, it's just... Like, that is such a... It's like, it's a way to get somebody's attention, that's for sure. And where things take a turn for the worse. So, I like how since it's in widescreen, you can see, like, how they didn't move his model at all. They just played the sound effect. He just had a blank face with that determination. So it kind of does kill a little bit of these serious scenes, but I'm all here for it, because I'd rather have the widescreen and see the hilarity of these broken, serious scenes. So I remember this introductory sequence being a lot longer than this. I guess maybe just because I skipped through a lot of the tutorial stuff. And I guess it's just seeing it from an adult brain versus a childhood brain, like, because these introductory tutorial sequences probably seem a lot longer to my childhood brain, who had nothing else to do but to play games and play outside and stuff like that. So, like, a lot of those days blend in together, so it's probably... I'm also thinking of all the times that I played this specific sequence over and over again because I got stuck. Because I remember when this game came out, like, a lot of people they just liked it based on the art style, and, I mean, yeah, it was a kind of a, well, not kind of, it was a drastic change from the grittiness of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, but, like, the thing about this kind of art style is that I think it lasts longer in some instances. Because if you have a cartoony art style, it's not really limited by the realism factor. So, like, fixing it, like, kind of like what they did with the HD version of this game. So, they fixed up the textures, changed a few mechanics, and made the lighting better, and it was probably, like, it's a lot easier to do that than remastering something that was made to have, like, a more realistic art style. Okay, so I was jumping the gun with the shield, that's why. Might gather some rupees and stuff before I go, but save for that, there really isn't too much here that I can do. At least not right now. Problem is, I don't remember how many rupees I can get in my standard rupee bag. I know it's not a lot. I think it might cap out at like 50 or something, but... Let's see, can I make that jump? Nope.
Yep.
Let's see. I think I'll just go get the shield and call it there. Well, not the stream, but call the island there. But let me see if Beetle has anything. I think he just has like those pears or something, but because I don't think we can get anything crazy this early on. Okay, well, we can get a bag. Oh. Sure, we'll get the bait bag.
Thank you.
So he's essentially giving us a rewards card. So I cannot escape that. Like anyone who's ever worked retail knows, like the in-store credit card stuff. Ugh. I think I'll just go get the shield. Oof, in-store credit. Yes, I hate it. Yeah, because, like, you know, here's all the benefits of this card, and, you know, this, and that. Would you like this card? And it's like, at that point, it's the people who get those cards, or who want one, already have one, and it's just an unrealistic expectation for people to, like, every random customer to come in to get one. Like, it's to the point, like, at one of my other jobs, they, were saying, oh, well, you can open up a second card. It's like, geez, they're desperate. Yeah, the only good news is that one of my former jobs, I used to work at a Bed Bath & Beyond. They actually, the one in my local area closed, and they were probably one of the biggest like people that pushed those in-store credit cards to the point where they penalized you if you didn't make a certain quota. Like they would passive-aggressively like circle your name, saying like, "Oh, well, you've got to make this amount of quota, or, you know, we're gonna cut your hours, and it was nonsense. Zelda When the Wind Awakes or something. I don't know, I never played this game. Hey Trends, good to see ya. Yeah, so Wind Waker's actually my second favorite Zelda game. My favorite being A Link to the Past. And that changes every now and again, like, depending on, like, if I played one or the other game recently, but Wind Waker is my second favorite because I played this one probably the most. Because, to get a little bit of a childhood story here, in the process of moving from house to house, because I originally was living with my grandparents for a few years, and so my aunt kept the N64, unfortunately. So my brother and I took all the GameCube games with us. So I didn't really get to play Ocarina of Time or any of that stuff, really at all, for a long time. So Wind Waker was really the only Zelda game I had. Well, to answer this dialogue option, I could literally just keep this dialogue thing here for as long as I want. So he could be doing this for an hour, he could be doing this for a few days. If I kept my computer on, he could be doing this for a week. I like it when Link was a stone. What? Yeah, speaking of this game, like, one of the cool things that I've seen in VR chat is that somebody recreated and ported the entire Great Sea into VR chat. I don't know if the map is still available to play, but it was incredible. I think it's a screenshot of a very sleepy Link at the beginning of this game. Oh, I think I know what you mean. Yeah. I literally just walked by the door and you're assuming that I'm trying to get in there. I mean, sure, I'd like to, because, I mean, there's probably, like, Easter eggs or treasures in there, but... Because I can literally see, like, the paintings and stuff on the wall that's like, oh, well, that's a hint. No. So my thing is that we've got this pirate ship, right? But they're literally wasting all of this space for this one test that they do, like, maybe once. I mean, sure, they could probably change it every now and again, but at the same time, it's like they're wasting a lot of space for this one thing. My brother said he was a pirate. I went to his house to see his pirate ship, but the only thing I saw was him illegally downloading Microsoft Office. I mean, a new generation pirate, perhaps, but... Oh. Again, with the widescreen, you can really see, like, what they're hiding just slightly off screen with the 4x3. So, like, you can see the models load in. I mean, it's not gonna bug me too much, because, like, I prefer to have the widescreen have those funny moments. Yeah, but, like, no kidding, just, like, I know I'm thinking way too much into this, but this could be used as storage space. Like, most of their ship is literally being used up by this unnecessary minigame that Nico has for new recruits, so to speak. It's like, do they just go from island to island or something?
Yep.
I mean, maybe they make income by, like, doing a circus act here.
Oi, oi.
Let's try this again.
Yep.
With feeling. Oh, wait, it's gonna... Let me reset the timer. See, this is one of those puzzles that I'm probably gonna be struggling with for like an hour. Just because I overcomplicate this stuff. Okay, so I need to... stop. No! And this is the introductory one, too. It's just, it shows you just how bad I am at video games. Because I remember, I really gotta give myself more credit as a child, because I remember that I was able to do this without fail. Like, just, like, jump, and then I was able to land on that without any hesitation. But now I'm actually really struggling with it. Oh. Let it be known that Eno is terrible at video games. Okay. Turn. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
The timer's probably gonna go out by the time I get there. Yep, there it is. Actually, I could probably make this from here. Okay. Wait, go! Oh! Oof. Whew. So I think I may have noticed something that I need to change in my controller settings. So you can actually climb up or down with that. But I think on the controller setup that I have for Skies of Arcadia, I may have changed something where I can't do that command. So I'm probably going to have to change that for next time. But it won't matter too much right now, but next time I'll make sure to do that. Okay, so this is where they're keeping their storage. But still, it's like, why have this one room when you have that entire big one right there? Just to, and then there's just this one chest here. You got the spoils bag. Yeah, literally. What? Oh, I forgot. I literally did that so long that it we had reached our destination, which was like on the other end of the Great Sea. I know that's supposed to happen, but it's just, I'm just so terrible at that minigame.
Come on. Hop. Hop.
I was gonna explore a little bit more, but, you know. Yeah, so I've done, in 51 minutes, what took me probably, like, a few hours as a child. But then again, I probably went around a lot more and talked to a bunch of the NPCs, so... Like, I haven't really taken the time to, like, see what anyone has to say. That's a bit of a stretch, just pointing out a window where a bunch of seagulls are by. So I know a way that I can make this scene like 10 times better, or at least a little bit better for me, and I'm gonna try it. So just stay tuned for that. Alright. Eno's getting ready for... I think I'm just overestimating my humor, but... There. I just figured speeding that up would make it better, but it was not as funny as I thought it was going to be, so, I try. Well, I don't think it was necessarily her aim, it's just the fact that I face planted on the wall. Yeah, that's just something about Wind Waker, is that they immediately put you into a stealth section. I mean, it kind of... changes your expectations a little bit, because usually they'd throw you into just some heavy combat scenario, or... like in Ocarina's case, they just immediately throw you into a, the Great Deku Tree. So I'm gonna do this on purpose, just because, well, I'll get this chest first. Could it be? It's a stupid compass. So, something that I just enjoyed doing when I was younger is, there's, like, I don't know if they've actually spawned yet, but in these hallways, there's gonna be moblins. And I would purposely try to, like, run past them as fast as I could to see if I could evade their capture. But it looks like, yeah, there's one right there, so I would purposely just, like, do this just to see if I could get past them. And, of course, that failed miserably. Just because I think, just as a child, my oversimplified humor just loved that really dramatic sound effect. Hey, attack the chickens, get some chicken breasts. I mean, if you're gonna attack the chickens, I mean, you're getting food regardless. Yeah, but I've kind of been planning ahead a little bit. So my birthday's coming up in a few months, and I'm definitely going to be doing a special stream that day. I'm just kind of thinking of what I'm going to do as far as like what I'm going to play. It's going to be a slightly longer stream, I think. But I think that day I might invite chat to join me in VR chat and have like a little bit of a party, because I really am trying to get full body tracking for VR chat so I can be a little bit more immersed, because I have VR right now, but I'd like to get full body tracking to make it that much more immersive. Like, I've even got a playlist and stuff, music, that I'm gonna do specifically for that day. There's a monster running the searchlight up there. If you can slay the monster, then just maybe it'll shut the searchlight down. My instincts from playing Fallen Order is just trying to parry. Like, hitting the shield immediately as he hits me. I mean, if it works, it works. Hey, Dio, good to see you. Kind of a more relaxing stream today. Not really that creative with April Fools, so I don't really partake in April Fool's Day, to be honest. So, just gonna be a relaxing stream today. Starting off on Wind Waker, and since I am leaving my morning job next week, I will be able to stream more games, thankfully. So, I wanted to start off on another game that I really enjoyed as a child. Lurking while I do chores. Hey, Prism, good to see you.
Yep.
Yeah, like hopefully I can be kind of like that podcast voice, because I did do radio for a bit, so I'm definitely used to that. Okay, so okay, there's another searchlight right there. Can't wait for more streams, more badonkadonk sightings. Well, to be honest with you, that's all you're getting is right there. Like, it cuts off at the top of my jeans. So, sorry to say, Yes, it is a tease. And I am a tease. But yeah, like I said, I am going to try to do a... at some point during my birthday, I do want to get on VR chat after I stream. Just to, you know, have like a little bit of a party. Just because I don't really do a lot of... I don't really have a lot of things that I like to do for my birthday. I'm pretty simple. Because I am going to be getting full body tracking with soon-ish, hopefully. So that's going to be a lot more fun for me to be in VR like that. Okay, a joypin then. So, I wonder if I can just... Well, there's none close unless I have, like, the arm of a Greek god and can send it all the way over there. But that's still pretty far. Okay, so... Let me see. Is that the last one, or is there more? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Well... Okay. You know, now that I think about it, I'm actually going to put my avatar up a little bit. Just because I feel like I'm a little too small. There. Okay, there we go. Now I'm overthinking it. Okay, there we go. I'll just leave it there. You know, technically I've still got the telescope. I mean, if I really wanted to use that as a blunt object, I could, but then again, the lenses are probably really fragile. But I mean, like, Link's got a shield. I mean, we could Captain America this stuff and just hit people with the shield. I mean, Captain America, the Spartans, like, there's so many examples of a shield the Romans, like, there's so many examples of a shield being used as a proper weapon, so, I mean, I think they're just, not confident in Link's abilities there. Okay, so... Okay, the spotlight's up here. You know, I like how they place this pot here, just because it, like, if you're not really that great at blocking with the shield to get him to remove his weapon, you could literally just pick that up and pick it up yourself and fight him. I like that because, like, if you get stuck, then it gives you that extra option. I mean, I never really had any trouble with it, but I can't speak for other people. Because this was the first game I ever looked up a walkthrough for, because I got stuck. Because at the time, because this was 2003, so I really didn't understand that... Because, like, like, while I did have an internet presence, it was mostly just on, like, game stuff, like game websites and so on, and looking up Flash games and stuff, but back in 2003, like, I didn't know that game walkthroughs were a thing. Like, I always assumed that it was, like, in strategy guides, or Nintendo Power, or Game Informer, Game Pro. But I don't remember the website specifically, but I remember there was one that had a bunch of screenshots that showed how to do certain things, and it really was in detail, and I remember writing them down on a piece of paper for when I went home. Like, I have a lot of fond memories with this game, even if I was stuck on it for so many years. Or, for so long, rather. Because, like I said, as an adult, like, I'm getting through this section relatively quickly, whereas as a child, it took me a lot longer to get through this part. And I still haven't played this game in like 13, 14 years. So, it's really just an adult brain versus a teenage and childhood brain at this point. This one was probably the hardest to get past, just because, like, his patrol pattern is pretty difficult to predict. But it gives you that dramatic sound effect to signify, like, hey, you're in his line of sight, don't move. Okay. I'm actually pretty proud of myself for doing that, because, like, the only time I was caught was the time that I intentionally tried to get caught. Like, yeah, because I remember when I did this on my first few playthroughs, I just remember that that part was so difficult. But maybe I was just overreacting and kind of overestimating his patrol. Because it gives you plenty of warning before he actually spots you to stop moving. Are those the seagulls making all that noise? Yes. Alright, now we're back in business. I totally did not say that as I was reading that. You know what? I'm gonna kill you with your own sword. The ultimate humiliation for a warrior. Well, I guess it's a sword. It's more of like a giant knife than anything else. But then again, like, what's a knife to him could be a sword for Link, because this thing is longer than he is tall. But yeah, it looks more like a cleaver than anything else.
Yeah.
I feel like there has to be like a video game survival guide written about these tropes, like going into a big massive room and there's no enemies in sight. There's just so many things you have to, like, it's like, oh, well, you know, maybe you should look around the room first, or you should be careful in this room. Yes, it's a TV tropes for video games, or just TV tropes in general. But it's like, oh, there are spikes on the ceiling, so this must be a trap room that's going to come down on, like, that's gonna squish you. Like, it's kind of like horror movies when you see the characters make just these obvious mistakes. It's like, oh, let's split up. Oh, let's go investigate this room, or we'll go into the basement, or like we heard a noise, like let's go follow the guy with the chainsaw, or there's just so many like things that you see, and sure, like if they make the right choices, you won't really have a game or a horror movie. But at the same time, it's like there's just a point where you can't suspend your disbelief, and you just have to be like, okay, like this is not how a person should act in this situation. It was the boat the whole time. Kind of looking back on this as an adult, it's like, yeah, it was kind of strange, the King of Red Lions, a talking boat as your companion. His name is Ganon. Yeah, so another childhood story here. So, because I had not been able to progress through parts of this game, like, I always just assumed that, because in Ocarina of Time it was the same thing, like, I never got past Dodongo's Cavern for a number of years, so the only time I really knew about Ganondorf was from Smash. So, like, I just was thinking, is there a connection between these two characters? Are they the same character? So, my brilliant childhood mind, like, looked at Ganondorf in, Smash Bros, and then I like cut off the dwarf part, and it's like, oh, he has Ganon in his name. They have to be related. I mean, it's for somebody who may have played like a lot of Zelda games before and then beaten Ocarina of Time and so on. It's obvious, of course. But when I was a kid, with limited access to the internet and being stuck on a lot of these games for the longest time, like there was just a lot of imagination with it to kind of discover these things on my own because I didn't have access, at least for a while, to things such as walkthroughs and articles about games. Like nowadays, I can just pull up my phone on a wiki page and find information, but back then, I had to rely on really what was provided in the material that I had. Okay, so plot hole. If he is a boat that has no sail, then how did he get all the way here from the Forsaken Fortress? I mean, technically, yes, you can just, like, row it just a little bit, but at the same time, I have a hard time believing that he wasn't able to make it without the sail. Or whatever. Okay. Like... See, like, coming onto Windfall Island in Gmod and VR chat is... And then coming into it on Wind Waker is a completely different experience. It's just... There's just so many memories, like, flooding back from coming back to this island and doing different errands and stuff, but... Yeah, like, nostalgia really helps me get through these hard times. But there's just another random thing that I remember doing. So, in each Zelda game, there's... usually it's the chickens, the cuckoos, or however it's pronounced, where if you attack them enough times, they will swarm you and try to kill you. But in Wind Waker, there are no such chickens, so in its place, there's going to be a bunch of pigs. So what I would do is I would just purposely antagonize the pigs, and then just run around the island and try to escape them, because they will not stop chasing you. Or, well, I guess that pig is dead. Oh, no, he's fine. I'm gonna try to do it, though, just for old time's sake. Aw, gross! Ew. Here, I'm putting you in the corner. No, come back here! There we go. I loved doing this. Just because I loved to see how long they would chase me and if I could get away from them. I think they do have like a max distance where they can be aggressive, but I could just be... Are they still chasing me? Oh, no, there they are! Okay, so the only way that you can stop them from being aggressive is once they get into the water, they will stop chasing you because they've calmed down at that point. So they've kind of quite literally cooled off. I don't know, it's just one of those, like, stupid little things that I remember doing. So... I'm not really sure what else I can buy at Windfall Island at the beginning of the game. I'm still going to try to get as many rupees as I can, because I know that I have to buy it from him. Okay, I need to get 80 rupees to get the sale. I think there are different activities that I can do here to get rupees, but... for right now, I think I'm just gonna go around seeing if there's pots I can smash. Okay, there's some up there. What's in here? Oh, I didn't think I could get Tingle this early. Must be a fairy.
Wow!
I mean, if we're getting into the Zelda timeline discussion, Like, Tingle is just, like, is this, like, a descendant of... I don't know. Like, trying to understand the Zelda timeline is... like trying to explain Kingdom Hearts lore to me with no context. I will not get it. Well, Tingle, I'm not exactly here for you, but I mean, I'd like the rupees that are in here. Okay, so 2 rupees. 2 rupees and a free Tingle. So, was it worth it? Probably not, but, you know, it is what it is. I think he gets me the Picto box. Or the Tingle Turner, which is actually 100% useless. It was the Tingle Turner! Yes, if you get stuck or need a quick hint, go just find your Game Boy Advance and connect it to your GameCube. Like, even when I had... Well, I mean, I still have a Game Boy Advance, but, like... Even when I had the opportunity to use this damn thing, I never did because it was just worthless. After connecting the Game Boy Advance to controller socket 2, 3, or 4, set the Tingle Turner to Y, Z, or X to call Tingle. Now, there's some utility to it, like Tingle, I think he would help you with, like, fighting enemies with, like, bombs and stuff, and he would give you hints, and you'd get, like, a trophy or something, but at the same time, it's just, like, nowadays that it's just useless. There's no, like, practical use for the Tingle Turner now. Not to mention, it's just, like, I think a big problem with a lot of those, like, connectivity things with the Game Boy Advance and the GameCube, like, you had to have the game, the console, and the handheld, as well as the connector cord to even use it. Ominous foreshadowing. Okay, so let me actually equip the Tingle Turner. You can only call Tingle from areas that have maps. I mean, it's a cool looking Game Boy Advance design. Like, I like the green and yellow, but at the same time, like, it's just... no. Okay, so if I remember right, okay, so there's this little miniature maze thing here, and if I choose the wrong path, I get dumped back next to the King of Red Lions. Okay, so all right, so. It wouldn't hurt to kind of show you what happens, but you can really tell which path is the wrong one based on the wooden plank on the left and which one is still the stone. So if I take a left here... we have a mouse that conveniently has a trapdoor. I mean, you're super busy doing what? Well, at least the rupees are respawning, so I can come out here and get more. Alright, back to that little dungeon. Oh, there's some rupees in here. I think this is how you get the Picto Box. Because I just remember... Yeah, there's... I think that's it right there. Dun 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 dun! I thought this was so cool. Just being able to take out a camera and just take screenshots like mid-game just of anything, including bosses. Because later on in the game, there's this thing called the Nintendo Gallery, where you can essentially trade photos in of different enemies that you fight, and it creates these little collectible figures that give you information about them. I think they even show like weaknesses and stuff too, but just a little like a little mini game that you can do, and I just always found that really cool that I could do that. I mean, it's a really trivial feature nowadays, but back then it was really interesting, and I definitely took a lot of time doing that. Okay. So what do these have to say? Date unknown. At last, I have succeeded in stealing the Picto Box I have desired for so long. Succeeded, yes. But sadly, due to a slight mistake on my part, I was also caught. I have been imprisoned, but I do not give in so easily. I refuse to give this Wonders Box to my captors. I have decided to hide it here, in the depths of my cell, and then make my escape by tunneling out. Yes, that is my plan. Clearly didn't work out too well for you there, buddy. Of course, if I ever he made a part 2? If I ever successfully escape from this prison, I shall one day return to recover the Picto Box. I will write the controls for it in case I should forget them. Set it to Y, Z, or X on the item screen. Press A to snap shots. Use the control stick to zoom in and out. Press R to switch it to its delightful pictograph viewing mode. It saves up 3 pictographs at one time, so oh how it pains me to leave it. I just wish I could get out of here so I could start taking pictographs. It's like... It reminds me of that scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail where the guy, like... It's like... He just wrote like, ah. It's like, well, he must have died while he was writing it. It's like, he's not gonna write ah when he's dying. It's like... It's like, he didn't have enough to say, so he had to write in another stone. Okay. So I think there might be some behind the bomb shop, but... So I just need 10 more. Oh. Oh, yeah. I actually got more than I needed. Also, now that I think about it, I should probably save, because I haven't saved since I was at Outset Island. I guess I have more rupees than I thought, because, like, that's the thing, is that some of these Zelda games, unfortunately, blend in together. So, I don't remember which ones, like, have... which limits of how many rupees you can get are in each Zelda game. Oh, please, young boy there, please help me. Please listen to my tale. Ew, no. Sure. My sweet daughter, my poor Maggie, she was captured by a bunch of villains and taken to the Forsaken Fortress. What on earth could those scoundrels want with her? Are they just roaming around looking for young maidens? Are they just evil creatures who delight in mischief? I don't know why I'm giving him such a weird accent. Well, crud, having a kidnapped daughter doesn't get you a single rupee, you know. Please, save my poor daughter, I beg of you. It's the same voice that I gave Gordo in Skies of Arcadia. It's like when I try to do impressions, like, I either, like, nail them or I completely fail miserably. Well, I don't think I can get anything at the potion shop yet, but, like, it's worth a shot. Because I don't remember if you can buy any of the empty bottles, or if you have to actually find them. No, I do not have an empty bottle, but I would like to purchase the one that's right there. I mean, do you go to a gas station with your own cup? No, they provide it to you, so why is your shop not providing me an empty bottle for your chew jelly? Yes, I'll purchase the sale from you. There are some good points to be had about Wind Waker, though. Like, I would say like 90% of the game you're going to be staring at open water, which is pretty fair. But I think they definitely did fix that in the HD version of this game, where they added the fast sail. Oh, hey, it's Kagenza! Hey! Sailing is the best part. Yeah, I never really minded it, but I do see where people are coming from, where it's like, yeah, there is a lot of water. But that was the thing that was really incredible about the VR chat map that I found, where somebody ported the entirety of the Great Sea and all its islands onto a VR chat map. So you could literally just visit any random island in VR. I mean, of course, it didn't have the NPCs, and it was just the islands, but it was still incredible. Yeah, there's actually 2 that I found. I don't know if they're still on VR chat, because a lot of those maps, like, they get broken, or the creator deletes them. But yeah, there was a lot of maps that, well, I think there was just 2, but then there was another one that actually lets you use the Wind Waker. But since I don't really think there's anything else that's really worth buying right now, I'm probably going to go straight for this. For sailing, but there is one little so there's this, for some reason this guy in his mansion has an entrance at ground level, but then again this is more of like an auction house area. But so when you come in here, there's these pots, and unlike other buildings, you can actually use your sword in here. You little weasel. Well, thank you so much for coming into my home and breaking my high-priced vase. If you break any more, I assure you I shall not let it go lightly. No, sir, not at all. I shall require compensation. Yeah, well, I'm getting into VR chat probably tomorrow. I just need to figure out if the map is still accessible. So you can destroy all of his vases. And I think, depending on how many you destroy, so it appears that he's not going to get mad at me. But once you go to the exit, it's like, nope, you're not getting away so easily. But I think it depends on how many you destroy, how much he charges you for them. bone china vases that run a minimum of 10 rupees each, so I destroyed all of them, so... Most assuredly, I shall now accept compensation for them. Let me see now. That comes to a total of 60 rupees. But I don't have enough. I have 38, so he's gonna put me in debt, or he's gonna make me work for it, or something. When you break someone else's vases, it's only natural that you compensate them for the loss. You, my boy, are in the wrong because of your destructive tomfoolery. And now, because of you, I'm going to be even richer, and I was quite rich before. The world is a cruel place, isn't it? What's this nonsense? Why, this is ridiculous. You don't have enough money? So if you don't have enough, you can just go in, destroy them as many times as you want, and he will not get a penny more from it. And it's just poetic justice, I think. So I'm gonna do that one more time, just because I literally have no rupees, and I will have no consequences for doing this. Yeah, screw your bone china vases. I actually haven't seen how he reacts to not enough money. High class, 10 rupees each. Yeah, it's like, this is like dollar store China. Yeah, like, because I got really bored because of being stuck on certain parts of this game, so I would just do random stuff like this. And I always wondered what would happen if you didn't have any rupees when you did this. So that's how I discovered that this was a thing, and I just did this over and over again just because I found it funny. And I mean, he's taking a loss on those things because he doesn't even take my health down. I mean, it's definitely a far cry from the shopkeeper in what was it, Link's Awakening, that literally kills Link for stealing stuff from the shop. Okay, so now that I've got that done, I'm just gonna go straight to the King of Red Lions, even if you have the revive potion at that. I mean, what if in Link's Awakening you wanted to come back and pay the guy? Yeah, like, you're just borrowing it. It's like, you could come in and legitimately apologize. It's like, hey, you know, I was in the wrong, like, here's your bow and arrow back, or your shovel, or whatever. But no, he just immediately goes to hostile action. It's like, I wasn't kidding when I said that you would pay. Now you will pay the ultimate price. I'm so happy that they kept that in the remake, though. Westerly wind blows. Hop in and let Chaos carry to the east. Yeah, because I guess technically you can cruise like this, and that's probably how he got here from the Forsaken Fortress, but at the same time, it's like, I have a hard time believing he went that slowly. Yeah, I don't remember if that VR chat map was completely to scale, because Wind Waker's massive, and having the entire world map would be... Oh, I can only imagine how big that map would be in download size. But from what I understand, like, all the islands were spaced out enough to where you could go visit each one. But really, really cool map on VR chat. I hope that it's still there. Because there are people who have ported the entirety of the world map of Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, of course. Somebody made a 3D version of the Link to the Past world map. Yeah, it's just really impressive what people were able to do with VR chat. And same thing with Gary's mod. Like, Gary's mod recently with the Infinite Maps thing, it's just really impressive what people have been able to do with those two games. So, I don't know if this gives me a significant boost, but me just, like, putting away the sail and then putting it up again, that gives me a little bit of a push. Dragon Roost Island! Valu. So, riddle me this, where was he keeping... I mean, sure, he might have some storage, but he just, like... I don't know. Like, I'm questioning a talking boat with magical powers, so... I mean, he probably... Who needs pockets when you have an inventory system? Receive the legendary Wind Waker. By using this magical conductor's baton, you can borrow the power of the gods. Conveniently enough, right here is where we need to go. Okay. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, that's right. Because of my control scheme, I can't put it to Z, so I'll put it to X. Named Zephos. I am the god of winds. So you're the new Wind Waker. I mean, wouldn't it be awesome to just have like a floating cloud that you could just sit on all day and go places? I mean, technically Goku's got that with the flying Nimbus cloud, but I mean, he can fly just standard, so he doesn't need it anymore, but I mean, like, somebody like me, I'd love to have a cloud that I could just sit on all day and travel places. The Link's Awakening guy will even kill you if you steal 3 hearts valued at 10 rupees, which I guess is, if we go by that base, that is a lot of money, but still. Yeah, like, that's a little bit much. Like, he's pricing Link's life at, like, 10 rupees. But then again, I guess it's kind of a lesson learned that, like, You know, you can't just go into a shop and steal something like that. Especially when he is, like, generous enough to lend it to you. Instead of, like, forcing you to get all these rupees to buy it. But, so, there is a 60 FPS mod for this. And I was going to use it, but the problem is that the bombs, for example, are tied to the frame rate. So if I ran this at 60 frames per second, the bombs would explode a lot faster, making this impossible. He doesn't lend anything to you. He demands payment or you die. Plus everyone calls you a thief for the rest of the game. No! I may be misremembering, because I remember, like, it could, like, I don't remember if it was Link's Awakening or not, because I remember there was, like, you could, like, not lend, but you could rent something from the shop. Maybe that's what I'm remembering. But then again, like, you know, my memory is about as good as a goldfish sometimes, so, like, a lot of games get mixed up in my head. That was the guy with the boomerang. Okay. Yeah, like I said, memory, goldfish, probably about as good as a goldfish. You trade an item, it gives you the boomerang. Okay. Remember how I said in the beginning of the stream I'm terrible at video games? Well, my memory is just as bad. What? You're telling me the Cardinals won the World Series? Oh wait, that was 2006. Most people can give him the shovel. If you change your mind, you can turn the boomerang and get your item back. Okay. Yeah, another game that I was considering... Another game that I was considering playing was, I was gonna play a little bit of I was gonna try to stream the original Star Fox from the and Star Fox 2, but like just the past few days I've just been kind of thinking like, do I want to play Wind Waker? Do I want to play Devil May Cry? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? Like, and I appreciate the simplicity in that because it's really just like, what am I in the mood to play today, rather than, oh, I've got to get this video out by this specific deadline. Like, it's very relaxing. And the remake is due to them adding more uses for the shovel. They added a thing where you can get your shovel back and pay rupees to keep the boomerang too. Oh, okay. In the original, I keep blowing myself up because I need to put the bomb next to it. And do that again. I am absolutely terrible at video games. There. Okay. In the original game, you won't need the shovel again unless you didn't dig up the seashell and want to go back and get it. Yeah, Link's Awakening, what surprised me was, how... Because in the original, they had all those Mario assets, and how they... in the remake still had all those Mario assets like Chain Chomp and all those other things. Like, I thought it was really cool that they kept that in. Usually you don't really see too much crossover between the two franchises. Not that they don't exist, because there's been multiple, but like, it's usually they tend to keep to their own universes. That gets me curious, though, Cranberry. What's your favorite Zelda game? I think, I know that you like Link's Awakening, and I think I've already asked this before, but I am curious. Link's Awakening? Okay. So, this list changes every now and again, but my favorite is definitely A Link to the Past, just because I had the Game Boy Advance combo cart, which had 4 swords as well as A Link to the Past. And that's how I played the game initially. And I just loved how there was so much to do in that game. There was the light world and the dark world, and there's all these bonus things you could do. There was just so much in that little cart that I had. Never got, and not only that, they added the Palace of the Four Sword, which was a completely new dungeon, but I've never actually got to play that because I never had a Four Swords save file. Kirby was referenced in Link's Awakening. Later, the Kirby team thanked them for that by having references to the Mario Brothers and Kirby Superstar. Oh, neat! Like, isn't there, like, a pseudo-Kirby enemy in Link's Awakening Remake? Because I think I remember seeing something like that. Because I know, like, I've seen the Shy Guys from Mario, but I remember there being, like, a pseudo, like, fake Kirby-type enemy that you can fight. And in Kirby Superstar, Luigi is in the crowd in one of the minigames if you look closely. See, that's actually really cool. I really like that. Will you meet with my son? It doesn't even give me the option. It's like, nope, you're doing it. Because usually it'll tell you, like, oh, no, I won't do that. But, no, of course I will. Yeah, so Tears of the Kingdom is coming out soon, too. And I saw the gameplay for that recently, and it looks really interesting. Like, they've definitely made a lot of quality of life improvements from Breath of the Wild, and it looks like they've changed the world enough to where it doesn't feel like it's just retreading old ground. Like, it actually feels like they really put a lot of time and effort into making this a completely new game world, and I'm really appreciative of that. I never really got into Breath of the Wild. Yeah, it's not everyone's cup of tea. Because yeah, I mean, I really had a good time with it, but I definitely understand, like, why people wouldn't have necessarily liked it, because they really took a lot of the traditional aspects away from it, such as the dungeons, with the exception of the Divine Beasts. Also, what the hell kind of door to a room is this? It reminds me of that living door that I fought in Bomberman. Yeah, plus it's long, and because it's more of a... Since it's an open world game, there's not really a linear structure to it, so you can really do anything in any order, so it doesn't really have the same structure as a traditional Zelda title. So I can definitely understand why people wouldn't get into it. Well, I tried to talk to the son, and he doesn't want to listen to me, so. Which is kind of why I liked how they brought back Young Link in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, because he plays more like the original style of Link in Smash Bros. I didn't really like the Sheikah Slate timed bombs for Smash Bros. Ultimate Link. That's what really turned me off from playing as him in Smash. And Toon Link was never really a good replacement for me in Smash Bros. So when they brought back Young Link, I was super excited because Smash Bros. Melee, like, he was my go-to all the time, just because he not a lot of health, but very quick. Yeah, I'm definitely not a Breath of the Wild hater. I'm not uninformed bashing it. Yeah, and that's completely fair. Like for me, I try to be a reasonable person as far as those are concerned. Like, I see all angles from things like that, and I can definitely see why it doesn't, like, certain people may not enjoy it, because it doesn't have a traditional structure, there's no dungeons, and it definitely pulled some of the open world game tropes that are common in, like, Ubisoft and other titles, but, you know, I'm glad that they gave us the Link's Awakening remake and then other small Zelda titles along with it. And one Zelda title that unfortunately didn't get a whole lot of love was A Link Between Worlds, which was a direct sequel to A Link to the Past. It had a very similar game world and some of the same music and mechanics, and that one didn't really get a lot of love, and I think it's kind of a tragedy. You accepted Father's letter. It's a letter from a father addressed to his son. Since you've just received a fine delivery bag, why not use it to carry the letter down to Kamale? When you want to take it out, choose your delivery bag on the item screen and set this letter to X, Z, or Y. I think I read that completely backwards. You know, one would think, like, why is the father literally having me deliver a letter to him when he could just go in and do it himself? But then again, like, me delivering it as a stranger around his age is probably a bit better. And I've done the whole, like, texting a family member that's in the other room thing before, so I definitely understand this. Wind Waker's another one I tried to get into and just never could. The endless sailing was just a turn off. Yeah, that's understandable. Like, and I do appreciate that they tried to fix that in the remaster for the Wii U, because they added the quick sail, which made sailing a lot less monotonous. But I do definitely understand the whole water thing, because the Great Sea is really cool, but it's very empty. I wish they'd bring the HD Twilight Princess remake to Switch. Yeah, me too. Just because, like, I don't want it to be just banished to the Wii U. Because while the Wii U was a decent console, there's a lot of games that I'd like to see ported over to the Switch or a newer generation Switch, because, like, Star Fox Zero is one that I never really got to properly play because of it being on the Wii U, which I never owned one. And I'd love to play the Twilight Princess HD remaster, as well as the Wind Waker remaster. Because, I mean, they're open to porting that sort of thing onto the Switch, because they brought Skyward Sword, and, you know, they did the whole Super Mario 3D All-Stars thing, where they brought Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy. So, I mean, they know it sells, but it's just a matter of them actually pulling the trigger. You're not really missing much with Star Fox Zero. The force motion controls really kill it. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured with Star Fox Zero. Because, cool game in appearance, but it's kind of like what they did with Phantom Hourglass and a bunch of other games, and really just in Star Fox in general, is that a lot of the things that they did were made the game a victim of innovation, limiting a lot of the game to a new mechanic that they added, such as the DS or the 3DS or the Wii U, and okay, so this is the exit to. Well, that's the exit, but not the right one. I was having to recalibrate the motion control like every 30 seconds. Oof, that's rough. That, and I wasn't really a big fan of the how the cockpit view was almost a necessity. So like if you want to do like precision shots, you had to use the Wii U gamepad, and I just, for me, like, I only ever played it via the CMU emulator, and with the lack of the touchpad, it was nearly impossible to play, because some of the more traditional, or some of the more, like, specific shots that you had to make you couldn't do with a traditional control scheme. However, I am open to trying the original Star Fox. I do have a copy of it, as well as Star Fox 2. So that is something that I will like to try at some point. And because I have access to mods and other things, I can run it at a much higher frame rate too, so I can improve the visuals as well as making the game run a lot better. Yeah, so, like, stay tuned for that then, Cranberry, because I will be checking that out at some point. I'm going to have to see how I can get it to work, but since I am doing more streaming days, I'll be able to play that just as like on one of my alternating days. Keep in mind the game is designed around the slow frame rate. If you speed it up, you're going to do things it's not meant to do. Oh yeah, that's true, because I was just talking earlier about the whole thing with Link and the bombs going too quickly because of the frame rate. Though there's some different methods that I could try, like there's interpolation, which keeps the improves like the visual quality and the frame rate, but it keeps the things tied to the frame rate intact, so it won't break it. So there's a couple options that I can try, but if none of those work, then playing it the original way is just fine. You may very well have obstacles impossible to avoid because they come flying at you faster than expected. Oh, yeah. But it'll be an experience for sure, because I never got the opportunity to really play Star Fox and Star Fox 2, so this will be an opportunity a redemption opportunity to kind of experience the original Star Fox before Star Fox 64 kind of rebooted the series, so to speak. That's one thing I noticed with some performance mods. The modders don't often realize their things are that way for a reason. Yeah, because, like, for this one, the bomb timer is tied to the frame rate, so, like, for example, if I were to pick up a bomb, it would go off in, like, 3 seconds as opposed to, like, 5 or 10. It's an empty bottle, isn't it? I was just talking about how I didn't have an empty bottle, but now I did. Oh, and please don't tell anyone that I'm climbing Dragon Roost. It'll be our secret, okay? Well, good luck, both of us. Okay, so I hate to make this a cliffhanger, but I do have work at 4:30, unfortunately. But after this week, I will be having a new work schedule because I am leaving my morning job. Gonna be a lot less stress for me. Because that morning job was just became way too much. Working two jobs on its own is difficult, but having one that is more stressful than the other really takes away a lot of energy and motivation to do things. But since I'm going to have just one schedule from here on out, I'm going to be able to stream more days. And that's something that I'm really looking forward to, because streaming makes me happier than a lot of things. So but yeah, like, and really thanks everybody who tuned in today for the stream. Cranberry, Dio, Trends, and Kit, and everybody who came by. Probably on Monday I'm going to be continuing Skies of Arcadia, and then after that I'm going to probably do more Wind Waker, and, you know, we'll see what the schedule looks like, and I'm going to see about getting Star Fox running. I have to play around with that and see, like, what I can do to get that to run, but I'll keep you all updated in the Discord server. So, thanks everybody for joining me in my realm today, and on Monday, you'll see me again.